welcome to the fresh episode of My Emotions Matter vlog. So today our topic is loving your work, and for this episode we have a very special guest, Shambhavi Singh. So she's a full-time student at Kathmandu University School of Management. She's doing her Bachelor's of Business and Administration from Kusum, and she also works as a Media and Events Associate at blinkventures.com. So for me, I think I'm very inspired and awestruck by the way Shambhavi works because it's a very tough thing to actually do both your work and study together. And that is why I always wanted to invite you for this episode because it was so inspiring to see how you were like managing both things really well. And today let's talk about like how did you fall in the process of your working, like what made you fall in love with your work.
Okay.
So my first question for today is going to be, it's been 13 months that you've started working. What was your initial motivator that made you sign up for your first job?
Okay, first of all, thank you, Mahima, for inviting me to this episode of your blog. I feel really privileged to share my experiences of working and of being a student in a professional field. And I think you are doing amazing work yourself, the way you advocate about emotions and being in touch with the emotional side. And I love your posts and I love your energy in school and in your social media pages. And
Thank you.
you know, I love you as a friend and also as a professional. So how did I begin working? It's all started in 2018. My friend Priya, she was approached by my CEO at blinkventures.com, Ms. Rizado, through LinkedIn, right? So they were looking to hire more interns, and in that process, I was also telling Priya that Priya, I'm really interested in working because मलाई एकदमै financial independence चाहियो हैन, not because there was a need for it or anything as such, but because all of my friends were working, right? Like most of my friends were working as a content writer or as something else, as graphic designers, and I was the only one who wasn't doing anything. And well, it was okay partly because I was an honors student and I loved studying and giving most of my time to studying academically, but at the same time I felt like I was missing out on a lot of things, right? And I also was missing out on freedom that came from, you know, earning your own pocket money. So I think that was the first motivating factor that nudged me towards a professional environment. But yeah, I think the level of motivation once in Maslow's hierarchy, the basic needs बाट I think it progressed towards अलिकति self-actualization and self-worth, त्यो कुराहरू पनि त्यो processमा आउँदै गयो as my work started getting अलिकति tougher. अनि I moved from being an intern to media and events associate. So yeah, अरू कुराहरू पनि like job responsibility and scope of work and recognition at work, त्यो सबै कुराहरू पनि they were important aspects that helped me to, that allowed me to grow, but at the same time take both responsibilities of being a student and a professional seriously.
So what I take away from your answer is that your environment helped you a lot and motivated you a lot in signing up for your first job. And I think it is very important that we also look at our environment because we like while you're in your adulting phase, the kind of environment that you grew up in also becomes a very important factor in determining who you will become. So if you're in an environment of people who are all motivated to work, then you also do get motivated to work.
But at the same time, I think this is a need of time पनि हैन. पहिला I mean, it was acceptable to not work till your college and you can live off your parents' money and त्यसपछि bachelorसम्म figure out what you want to do, enjoy, and त्यसपछि maybe mastersमा पनि तिमीहरूलाई parents ले पढाइदेला. But the ends have changed, okay? So like I think हाम्रो generationमा there is expectations and also there are so many opportunities. Paila, I don't think there was opportunities for people to actually go out there and work, right? Startups are कति धेरै they're like booming, so that means there is a place for people like us who would be willing to accept any fresh off the boat talents, okay? Likeమైన त corporates मात्रै थियौँ, so you would have to have a degree in order to get into the working environment. Now that's not the case.
So what are a few things that you have learned about yourself, like after you've started working? Would you like to like share a few things
about myself?
You learned about yourself like after you started working.
I think I'm very persistent. I think that's what I've learned about myself. And like myself भन्दाखेरि पनि I've learned an important lesson जसरी भनौँ न पहिला पहिला चाहिँ हुन्छ नि I was the kind of person who used to look at like the bigger picture only, right? I never realized कि to make a wheel working होइन त्यसमा rubber tube and like हुन्छ नि everything the small कुराहरू त्यो intricate कुराहरू makes the whole wheel भनेर त्यो मैले realize गरेको थिएन कि now I realize that हुन्छ नि small कुराहरू पनि कति important छ to contribute to the greater picture. So yeah, I've become more intricate like that.
So while you're a student who's working, there's a lot of time and commitment issues that might come up. And there could be times when you also experience burnout.
Yeah.
But just like any relationship requires lots of efforts, the relationship with your work will also require lots and lots of efforts. So how did you manage to remain committed to your work, even though in situations like, you know, you might have experienced burnout? What were a few things that you did to remain committed and sincere to your work?
I think the most important thing that you require is self-discipline, होइन? Unless you have that, things will not work out. अर्को कुरा that's important is I think you need to be respectful, okay, of your time and of other people's time. So त्यो दुईटा कुरा तिमीले ह्यान्डल गर्न सक्यौ भने don't take things for granted, be respectful, and secondly be self-disciplined. Okay? पहिला अब I grew up in a hostel, right? So 5:30 मा उठाऊ, breakfast जाऊ, अनि त्यसपछि त्यो टाइम टेबल सेट हुन्थ्यो नि त like 7:45 to 8:30 breakfast, and त्यसपछि 8:30 to 11:30 classes, त्यसपछि lunch time. त्यो the way त्यो upbringing भयो नि, disciplining process भयो, like I used to be like agitated कि किन यस्तो गरिरहेको भनेर, but I think that contributed a lot to हुन्छ नि म adult भइसकेपछि when there is no supervision, I am able to self-discipline myself. Okay, so I think that's important.
In the process of falling in love with your work, what were a few things that helped you? Like what aspects helped you fall in love with your work?
With my work, I think it started out like any other relationship, होइन? First of all, so दुईटा अप्सन थियो कि मसँग हाम्रो डु रिमेम्बर हाम्रो यो इन्डस्ट्रियल एक्सपिरियन्स प्रोजेक्ट भन्ने हुन्छ होइन कुसुममा सो यु हेभ टु गो आउट एन्ड वर्क इन विथ एन अर्गनाइजेसन फर लाइक अ मन्थ टाइम, राइट? सो I was already involved with blinkventures.com by then. I was working as an intern. So, but I needed a break because I wanted to explore more things about myself. Right? It's a typical relationship. And I need to go out, and because I'm a finance major and most of the work that I was doing at Blinkventures was related to content writing and marketing and all, right? Well, I enjoy writing. I like writing is my love, I know. But still I wanted to challenge myself and take things that I've not explored previously. So I wrote to my CEO and I said, thank you so much for this opportunity, you know, but I need to go out there and explore other things that are there. So June dekhi August summer, no, July 1st dekhi August ko mid-summer, I took a break and I went to work at this portfolio management company, investment and portfolio management company, Kirti Capital and Investment Private Limited, and it was lovely working there. I learned a lot of things, and मेरो टेक्निकल कुराहरू चाहिँ मैले सिकेको थिएँ कलेजमा. I got to apply it there, होइन? तर त्यहाँ त टर्म सक्यो, and now because अब त्यो I had already worked for 7-8 months there, okay? So मलाई त्यो काम गर्ने बानी भइसकेको थियो, but I didn't know what else to do, right? अनि I wrote back to my CEO saying कि अब मेरो सक्यो, होइन? And I figured out things about myself. So would you be willing to take me back? And she was like, yes, of course, Shambhavi. So I came back and I got a pay raise and I got a new position to work in and I got added responsibilities because I think my CEO realized that as a person, I like taking up challenges and new roles. So she understood me, and so she gave me those works that would inspire me to work and give me my better, show a better side of me. So उसले मलाई independent projectsहरू दियो. I had an opportunity to lead this program that we have called Startup Huddle. So she didn't used to supervise me. She used to really trust me with my work. And Startup Huddle लाई मैले independently 2-3 महिना lead गरेँ. त्यसपछि I told her that I would like to do a podcast, and she was very supportive, and she gave me all the resources and help that I needed, right? And like she, at most importantly, she gave me the space and time to grow, So I think the way she could handle a growing professional who's going through changes in life and exploring things, she gave me that space in her own office. So I think that helped me a lot in falling in love with my work.
So I think the major takeaway that I take from your answer right here is when your supervisor or when your office colleagues understand your needs, it becomes easier for you to fall in love with your work.
Yes.
So in case of your office colleague or in case of your supervisor, she never kept you bound into her work.
Yeah.
So she allowed you explore, she allowed you learn new things about yourself, and she understood your needs.
Yes.
She understood your need of self-actualization, and she made sure that she's keeping you in an environment where you can actually take head-on challenges, you can have your own baby projects, and that's how she motivated you to work. So I think the major takeaway that I have from here is that in order for you to fall in love with your work, your environment needs to be very supportive, and people need to understand your needs.
Yes.
And especially in case of the last question for today that I have is in case of millennials, there's a lot of noise about how it is very difficult to have millennials motivated in work, how the turnover rates are very high in case of millennials. They look for something, they look for an alignment in the purpose of their life with their work and everything. What are your opinions about this?
Well, that's a very tough question to answer. I don't think if I have a right answer to that, right? But yes, I have observed this, I think we have commitment issues and we want like instant gratification from everything, right? Everything has to be fast. Right? I feel like you need to give your time and you need to understand things properly, right? And कुनै पनि कुरालाई चाहिँ 3 महिना or 1 month मा कुनै पनि organizationसँग associate भएर you will not find your purpose, right? What is purpose? It's such a broad concept, like if you ask me my purpose, I don't know what my purpose is. If you ask me about my passion, I don't know what my passion is, right? It's about doing everything properly, it's being efficient. It's about realizing that you're not that important, You're just grand scheme of things, you are here for like 70-80 years and you will die, and there will be some people who will remember you, and if you have done like ekdam ramro kaam, there will be more than few people who will remember you, but eventually they'll also die, so you're not important, okay? So I think millennials feel like they are very important and they can change the world. Yes, you can change the world, but one step at a time. So you need to take those small steps and study patience. I think that's important.
Yeah, so the major takeaway that I have from your answer right now is that it is very important for us to go like take baby steps towards our career, because what even in my case what happened was I changed jobs, like I changed clothes in the initial phase of my career. So I was changing jobs every 4 or 5 months because I was like, this is not fulfilling my purpose and this job is not fulfilling to me. But now I've learned to slow down. I was like, no, you'll take time and everything takes time. And for so many of my friends who are not working, they are like, I don't know what I want to do in life. And what my answer to them is like, once you go out there, once you start working, then you realize what aspects of your work do you like to do, and then you can continue from there. So many times we feel like our whole purpose of life has to be attached to our work, and we need to achieve great things to our work. But I think that we need to take baby steps to our work, and we need to set realistic expectations from our work, and that is very important in falling in love with your work. Like. And we put some unrealistic expectations on ourselves, on our work, it can be very difficult for us to fall in love with our work, because then those expectations, it becomes very difficult to fulfill all of those expectations. So thank you so much, Shambhavi, for your beautiful insights. I'm sure your insights will help a lot of our young viewers who are still searching for that perfect job. It was really great having you. And in My Emotions Matter as well, we help people figure out their emotions at work. So we have a specific program called Managing Emotions at Work. where it's a 3-hour session where we facilitate and we help people figure out their emotions at work, because we think that emotions really drive how productive we are. So if you want to sign up for our service, Managing Emotions at Work, do not forget to write your comments in the comment section below, or you could also email to us. And hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye.